Hey guys, I hope you had a lovely weekend. Okay, this is a weekly throw. I think it's great. I think it's diverse and I think it's great. I think how you handle life, what is presented to you maybe this week or how you've been handling things, I think is going to be a lot to do with how things go for you for the next little bit of time, right? I want to say this. We have, I pulled the oracle cards. Passion came out, but the card felt really thick. So ironically, it was stuck to the harvest card. So I do think they go hand in hand here. And I think that, I think I'm going to coin this as, I've got this, but I don't have this, right? Like I might not have this, but I've got this. I think you're really starting to see, or you see for a bit, and you're at peace with this, and you're really settling into your life, right? Again, it's that theme that keeps running through my mind. I keep hearing rags to riches and vice versa. The realization of, you know what, I might not have this, but I've got this. And, what is luxury? What is freedom? What is success? What is contentment? What is, what is a good relationship look like with your partner or your potential partner, right? It's things like that I think you're really mulling over. And I think it's great. For some of you, I think you're retreating. I think that you've either, I think that it may have hit you a little bit, or maybe something came up recently where I think you're just really retreating. You're maybe, meditating or just taking some time to yourself. And I think you're really just realizing that, my selection of friends, they come and they go. Are they like a revolving door, or are they, you're streamlining, I think, in that regard. And I think you're starting to see, the part that you play in, again, when we're nice to everyone, we can't really help. It's just too much. You know what I mean? Like you can't save the world, but you can carve out your little corner and make it wonderful, right? And that's your life, is what I'm using it in that regard, not what you just make your life what it is. Again, it goes back to that. I may not have this, but I've got this. It's the realization of, you know what? I've been striving for something, but all along I've really had this. And this is the real priceless gem to me, right? Whatever that is to you, time, resources, people, a fluffy blanket, just an example, anything, right? That really makes you happy. I think that you have hobbies too that you're turning into careers, and I really think that might be the rags to riches story here. I think there's a few of them. Someone had asked me yesterday, they sent a comment, Scorpio. A Scorpio person asked me about financials or something for this upcoming week. I don't think on a trading scale that's going to be a wonderful thing, but please, I'm not a stockbroker or anything like that, but there is something that showed up in here that I want to point out. If that person is a magician, plays some kind of instrument, or is in an orchestra, or in a, something that they're promoting, that's going to go really well. So if you've got a deal going with someone, I think that goes well for you. I think that really brings you what you're looking for. Because I felt the energy in that question, and it sits in here too. And it's not just that, guys. It's artistry. It's paintings. It's something that, again, it's a rags to riches story. But you know what? The energy I feel around this situation is someone who, it's not just one person, but it's kindness. It's kindness. It's I really like what I'm doing. I'm not trying to, break financial barriers here, but you do. You actually do. And it's because you didn't try to do it. You were just so lost in what you're doing that it does bring you that rags to riches story. For others of you, I think there's realizations in here that you may have some issues, drinking, drugs, some vice that's got you. We all have a poison, right? But something's really got a hold of you. And I think that it's the realization of wow, okay, I think I might be an alcoholic. I think I might be, whatever. It's the realization of that, but I think now you're like, now I've got to do something about this. And I think that you do. And that's what I think I'll go through the cards, but these are it was a lot of front and center with these cards when I threw them. Okay? That's what I really think is going on. But others of you, I think too, if you're beating yourself up over this, I think you've got or you will have a supporting partner. Okay, I think that this is where I think that this King of Cups is coming in here with the Three of Wands that crowns this reading. I think there's someone in here that had a sudden separation in childhood. Either a parent maybe passed away or something traumatic. I'm not talking like childhood craziness that we all go through. I'm talking like trauma, something, either a parent died when someone was very young, or it was in one of those stages, I think, that is one of those, when you lose a parent, I guess when you're a child, there's just a lot of things that can happen. This is trauma though, so maybe, I'm not going to go into the logistics of what I see around that, but it's separation from a parent during childhood. I think what it does though is somewhere along the line, it skewed it left something undeveloped motor skill wise, right? And maybe like dexterity or how do we say, like someone who maybe come across as very clumsy or not not coordinated, right? Like they may always seem like it's like, either way, cut yourself some slack here if you're doing that or if you're noticing that in your partner, okay? Things like that happen. There are things that we need to deal with in life, right? Period. And you know what? Maybe that's where I'm getting I may not have this, but I've got this, right? We all have something, in all honesty. Nobody's perfect, right? Who would want to be perfect? That's, it's highly underrated, I would imagine, or overrated. But I think that no matter what, you still take charge over your life, right? So if you're in a place right now where you're thinking, my God, I cannot get ahead to save my life, keep doing what you're doing. Just keep going. Don't be down on yourself about that, because we all have something, right? But the message with this is, I think you align with a partner where it's just not such a big deal. It's just not such a big deal. You know what I mean? Or the people that are close around you, it really is just not a big deal. I think you may beat yourself up over it, or you may have shame or something about it. Who cares? Honestly, what is shame, right? Don't let it paralyze you. It's if you're truly ashamed of something that you've done, right? And you're truly sorry for it, otherwise you wouldn't be ashamed of it, release it. Nobody's perfect. It's the acknowledgement of that is in the lesson, right? Some things you can't, someone can't tell you. You need to experience firsthand to get a lesson, right? But if you're ashamed of yourself, you've got to cut yourself some slack and realize that these things are not a big deal. They're not a big deal. Nobody's perfect. Someone has always something that they're self-conscious about. Let it go. Who really cares? Honestly, it's not a big deal. You're not your imperfection. That's usually the thing that makes someone the most attractive. So there's my 2 cents on that. I have no idea where that came from. Okay. All right. Let's go through the cards here. Oh, for others of you, relationships. Okay. I think that traditionally, and I know this to be true because anyhow, I think that you may be, by choice, right, staying in a relationship that you realize is not again, it could be the weighing of, I don't have this, but I have this. And I hope for your sake, it's I've got something good over something not so good. Because if the example would be staying in a relationship because you live in a castle, right? Opposed to having to be like a common folk down in the village, It could be something like that. But you're just really being reminded here that you're gonna pay the piper for that, meaning you're gonna end up at some point realizing how the price that you paid was really yourself. You know what I mean? Like your respect, and you're trading off qualities that are priceless for commodities. You know what I mean? And the trade-off is not gonna be as it's not gonna be as glamorous as you think it is, because you're kind of saying, it's okay, I will be a doormat, but I live in a beautiful home. You know what I mean? And I say that with no disrespect. I just feel that in here too. You don't want to sell yourself like that, because that at some point, I assure you, will catch up with you. Okay, so, all right, here's the cards in here. We've got the Three of Wands, we've got the King of Cups, we've got the Six of Cups, we've got the Ten of Coins, which again, I think is that there's money coming into you here. And it can be too in royalties. It can be in whatever it is, it's tangible, guys, okay? So the energy coming in with that, though, is the Six of Wands. And I think that for the person, I think there's something going on here where someone is going to receive recognition for something. Keep in mind, don't get cocky here, guys, please. I can see the distance you go with this. Take it as what it is. It's a stepping stone. You don't want to get stuck there. It's gracious. Enjoy it. Take time out, really. Enjoy it. Don't let the moment go by. There's a delicate balance between savoring something, right, like this that you've worked for, enjoying it, basking in it for the moment, but then get up and go on. Like, do your next best thing, right? That's the oxymoron of doing things that get out of the gate and are so well. It's like, oh, crap, now I've done this. Now I've got to do even better. So, but you do. I don't see this. I don't see any negative coming that way. The Nine of Swords in here with that 7, I really feel that is the 7 is the realization. I think that someone realizes something about themselves, right? Like it's that stark realization. It's that moment, right? Where. But guys, that sets you free. I don't care what you've done, right? It's the moment that sets you free. It's like, it's the recognition too. It takes power to say, you know what? I'm an alcoholic, or you know what? I'm this, or you know what? I do this. I'm not, it could be A to Z, but there's power in that, and it sets you free. And that's that Nine of Swords. That Nine of Swords sets you free, right? It's the, I cannot do this anymore. It's the acknowledgement of the part you played in whatever this is. Who gives a crap? Just fix it and move on, right? That's all. Don't let it paralyze you. Who cares, right? In all honesty, if someone isn't screwing up somewhere or doing something somewhere or whatever, you're not living your life, right? And sometimes the knocks are harder than others. I did get a lovely comment the other day that not all people are kind, or not all people are good, and that's very true. But that's not what I'm here to deliver. I think we all realize that, right? But in here, this is, I'm owning my stuff and I'm pulling it forward. For others of you, you know what? You're the epitome of a good life. And it's not a lavish life. It's a life that, you know what? And with that, I keep hearing like a farmhouse door slam. It's just that feeling, right? It's that feeling of a home, and that's, I'm anchored here. I'm at home here. The people around me, they're genuine. Your life is genuine. You're doing something that you enjoy. Your life is not lavish, but it's full. I mean, that really, guys, is what you should be aiming for, in my opinion, right? That's, I think, inadvertently, that is what we're aiming for, whether we realize it or not. That's why we really shouldn't settle for the lavish things that aren't really making us feel like that, because you're still going to have that you know, undefinable void inside because it can't be filled by something. But anyhow, that's our read for today. I'm going to go through this one card per sign, but that's the overall energy. We've got Harvest and Passion as our energy cards, all right? That, guys, is what I say to you. Whatever you do, make it delicious, okay? Passion is prayer, whatever that is to you. What lights you on fire? What would you do if you didn't get a penny for it? That's that. What would I move a mountain for? No matter what, right? That's that. That's the energy I feel in here. So release things, realize nobody's perfect. Who the hell wants to be? Accept yourself how you are and realize, you know, you're a piece of this puzzle. So just, there you go. Okay. Hi, Aries. Okay, we have Temperance card. All right. I say this really. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in luck? Do you believe in universal support? Believe in it. Believe in it. Feel it. It's coming for you. Okay. I think that that's the test here with the Temperance card. And I don't know why I say test, not lesson, but this is a test. Oh, joy. I say that because I'm an Aries too. I think that it's good though. It's believing in something can actually, it's like, wow, you know, finally, I don't have to do a damn thing and it just literally falls into my lap. But what you don't realize is you've not just sat there. This is owed to you, whether you're just going to be able, you know, you're always in go mode. It's the receive mode. That's why I say, do you believe in magic? It's about to happen here. And magic is just a word, right? It's so is spell. Spell is a wish. It's a hope, right? But it freaks people out. Put your own spin on this and just be open to receiving the unexpected because it's about to drop square in your lap. And I'm thrilled to say that, okay? This also is about a mindset. It's a mindset of, again, I may not have this, but I've got this. There is success in here, financial, tangible success in here for you too, but there's also a great relationship in here. A long-standing one, a kind one. I felt this in the reading too. That's what I was saying. It's like a kind, content life. You know what I mean? It's your moral compass is in the right spot. You know, you're honorable. You keep a cool head. It's about I know when to act. When this is an Aries who has their crap together. I have to say that's what this is, and it's we all have it. It's just at different times it shows up in different ways. But how do you harness those things, right? This is refinement. This is refinement. This is good health. Wow, this is great. It's that feeling of my life is I'm home. My life is good. It's better than good, and it's nothing is out of balance here, literally. So don't make it so. Okay, there you go. And again, I think that it's do you believe in magic? Do you believe in luck? Do you believe in the universe supplying for you? Right? I hope you do because it sits right here. Okay, so there you go. There's your test. Hi, Taurus. Okay, you have the Two of Swords. This is this is what I feel is going on for you. I think you're about, again, this isn't a test for you though, like Aries. This is you're receiving. This is, I think that what those Two of Swords are representing is that it's it's your gift. And I think that that's in your intuition, your moral authority. I think at its highest, the only way I could say it is your gift of intuition. It's guiding you somewhere, and I think that you're really going to be fully rewarded for this. I think that there's symbolism in here too, and I think that I keep seeing like like someone like you're being discerning. I think that that's why I keep seeing this big board. It's like a, it's humble, Taurus. It's humility here. Um, I think that you're open to receiving, but you're being discerning. You know what I mean? In a not so, I'm not going to step outside of my comfort zone and embrace change. You are. Your door is like swung wide open, but I think that that's where I keep seeing the board is you're wide awake as to what is good for you, be it people, uh, things people are saying, things people are doing, things people are presenting. You're being discerning. And that's what I think the Two of Swords is about. I don't think there's any confusion here whatsoever. I think you're wide awake and standing tall. So again, I do see something coming in here though. Um, I don't know, there's something in here too about political, maybe you're doing something political, and by that I mean maybe that's what you're taking a stance on. You know, political, I guess, is different things to different people. But I think this is personal. I don't think this is a global thing. I think it's something that you're doing here. So again, um, you dedicate your life to other people, and again, I think that you're about to reap some reward here. Okay. Thank you so much, Taurus. I think this is a this is different though. This is something different. I think that I don't know how to say this. I'm getting a lot of visions for yours though, so I'm going to need to spend a minute. Um, you either just did a good deed or your whole life has been a stream of good deeds. But either way, you're about to see also that the universe provides. So I think it's you're like, wow, I'm receiving this? And yes, you are. Okay, so there you go. Hi, Gemini. Okay, you have the High Priestess. This is also something that I'm getting here. There's a vision here coming to, and I apologize, this can't possibly be for all of you, but I hope that it is, because when we take our adversities and we turn them into something that helps someone else, um, that to me, there's no greater gift than that. And I think that that's what you're doing. I think you either, again, maybe lost someone when you were younger, or maybe you had a spouse pass away when you were younger, or something like that. I think again, it's turning something that could be that was traumatic into something where you actually use it to help other people, and that's what I think you're doing. You may not even know that you're doing this. A lot of times we help people that we don't even realize that we're helping. Like you don't get notification all the time when maybe something you said in passing or a smile that you gave to someone. That's why I'm saying engage with the people around you, because sometimes you don't know that just that one smile that you gave someone instead of being on your phone or whatever in passing on the street, you made a connection there. You may have lit up that person's life and made their day without even realizing that you did it. When you do things that you don't need recognition for, that's truly doing something. That's you shouldn't need recognition for the things that you do. That's my personal opinion. But in here, what you're doing is you may do something that takes your hardships and turns them into helping other people in that regard too. I think unfortunately at some point something there may have been a big financial loss somewhere along the line due to maybe someone that you uh, maybe not a great choice matter, something that you made, whatever it is. This is a perfect example though of how it doesn't, you may have had to streamline your life a little bit, but it didn't change who you were. You know what I mean? You're still who you are regardless of your tax bracket. But either way, I feel a wholeness in this for you. So I think that's good. You may have, this could be something too that it could be, uh, it could be a relationship where, it was really lovely and then it was like abandonment by someone, and either way, you've recovered from this, and in that you're helping other people. So I think that's great. That's what I think. And again, guys, this doesn't need to be something by the end of the week you come back and you say, well, no, nothing really happened. We don't always know it. That's why I'm saying just be present, be in the moment, and you don't realize whose life you're changing. Really, okay? But I think there's a greater scale here. I think this is just who you are. You're a whole person and a helping person. Okay? Thank you so much. Hi, Cancer. Here we go. You have the Emperor. Okay? This is, I feel, maybe one of the rags to riches stories that we talked about in the general. I think here you are either very, I don't want to say the word crafty because it's more than that. It's like you can make something out of nothing. And I think that that's what you do. I don't think your life is lavish, but I think it's successful. Okay. I don't think it's I don't know. I don't want to use the words like fame, fortune, this, that. Your life is good. Your life is good. It's full. I think you enjoy what you're doing. You're very creative. Maybe that's a better word to say creative than crafty. You know how to make something out of nothing, and it's something grand out of nothing. You may have like a shop, or you may do, be a tag sale wonder person, where you turn whatever it is, you do things that are really helpful, and you help other people too. Okay, the Emperor, let's keep in mind, he didn't just get there. It takes strength to get there, and it's that's what I think this is. I think you have a life that's very fulfilling, and if you don't, it's about to be the revelation for you that you actually do, okay? Or that it opens a door for you when you realize that you do. You're at peace, whatever this is, and there's peace throughout your land, so to speak, okay? I want to say here, with this though, whatever it is that you do, be careful, like knitting needles, or just be careful of, I don't know, just be careful. Don't pay attention to the things that you're doing, driving, things at work. I don't know, if you've got like long hair, make sure that something you're doing, it's not getting caught in something, or you know what I'm saying, just something like something freakish like that. Okay, so there you go. Hi, Leo. You have the King of Wands. Wow, this is just the beginning for you. There's a relationship in your life, or there will be soon, that's very powerful. Not only does this person help you with whatever it is that you're doing, wow, I think this is like, this will be a very strong relationship. You're either in this, because I feel a little bit of trembling, like that newness, or you're about to do something that is new to you. Either way, that's excitement. Okay, this is paradise for you. For some of you, oddly, you may be, there's something with seeds, so that can be, you're planting something here. And this is going to grow too. This is going to flourish, not even grow. Flourish is the right word. This, like I say, is just the beginning for you. It starts something. Okay, there's joy here. You know exactly what you're doing. Someone thinks you bring the sun, literally, like you bring the sun. So you either lighten up someone's life, or you're doing something on a grand scale here. I think you're doing something that helps many people. And again, this doesn't need to be something that you gain recognition for, but I think it's something that lights you on fire. And it's like, wow, again, it's that, wow, really me? Like this is happening to me. Is this really my life? Yes, it is. So there you go. I hope that helped you in some way. I can't put I'm getting a lot of visions, like I say, I can't sometimes put them into the best words, but the feeling is it's that feeling of new love, but new love for not just people, for life, new love for you're just in a really great spot. Enjoy this, okay? Hi, Virgo. Okay, for you, you have the Death card. And I think that what is going on for you is pretty deep. I think this is a it's kind of core level uh, rebirth here, growth, okay? I think that, I don't know, I just feel like a restructuring of your heart or the things that drive you, right? Um, the things that dictate to you that things need to be a certain way, all right? I keep hearing too, there's something, and sometimes when we choose to not look at something, right, that's where ignorance comes in. Ignorance can be extremely clever, right? But I think that you're realizing these things about yourself. And again, these are learned patterns, but I think you realize where you've kind of, it's like trying to, it's hanging on too rigidly to something. But I think you realize now that the how do I say? You're good at achieving results, but I think it's in how you're doing it. It's the enjoyment. Is there enjoyment in here, right? I think these are uh, the ignorant, clever things that you're clearing out. You're like, ah, okay, I see where I did myself in here. Okay, watch for judgment, casting shadows, because what this is internal work, guys, and don't think this is anything big or elaborate, but it's sometimes where we have to face these things that come back to haunt us, right? Like the things we're judgmental with other people on, they come home to roost, and I think that they're coming here, and they become it's just acknowledgement, right? The places that you maybe are you looked at something a certain way, or we get hooked on things that are convenient, but they end up being pragmatic. Um, don't don't strive for perfect here, because I think you're going to find contentment in the not perfect. And this is an ongoing story here for Virgo, right? So just enjoy things, small things, and just realize that, again, ignorance here is just not paying attention to something. It's not that we don't know it, it's that we just choose to not deal with it, right? It's just another word we put on that. I think things are going to come front and center for you where you're going to need to really look at them. And I just feel you taking a deep breath, right? Like you're tired. So it's just like, you know what? I'm just going to really look at this. And it's beautiful and it's not perfect, and I'm just going to set myself free. Please do that, Libra or Virgo. Okay, that's what I see happening here, and this is great energy for that. Some things sting just for a short time, but you want to take a look at this, because I think what is in here is it sets your heart free, right? So there you go. Hi, Libra. You have the Seven of Wands. I think this is great. Fight for this, okay? I have nothing negative to say about this. I think this is something about cooking. If you like cooking, if you're thinking about, becoming a chef or culinary or something here, I think you are about to be successful in love. There's something here about precision too. Things with the earth, uh, uh, gems, planting things. There's something with actual dirt, like I smell dirt, like like ground. So maybe groundbreaking. But I think there's nothing you can't do right now, honestly. I think again with cooking, I don't know what this is about. Sculpture, maybe you're building something, maybe you're plowing land, like clearing a lot for a house or something. But I smell lavender, and I see a countryside, like there's nothing there, but it's like a countryside, and it's warm. So you may be building something, you may be moving, you may be planting something. You're about to reap something though. There's a love here, but I don't think it's kind of like what I would feel for another person, but it's also for a passion. It's like something you're doing. Maybe what I'm seeing is a painting. You know what I mean? Like maybe this is a painting of a, but I smell dirt. So you're, whatever it is, you're doing something here, like you're doing something with your hands. So keep doing it. It's going to bring the riches that you're it's going to bring you the riches beyond. Again, my gosh, believe in this. Don't shoot yourself in the foot here. Get going on this. If you're not doing something, or if you're procrastinating on something, do it. Now is the time. Honestly, I feel, I smell, I taste. So you're engaged in this. Don't take yourself out of the race here. Fight for this. Okay? So there you go. There's destiny in that card too, guys. But again, it's an opportunity that the universe is dangling here. Go for it, okay? I think you're already engaged in whatever this is, okay? Hi, Scorpio. You have the Wheel of Fortune. I think that this is great. However, I think that, again, there's a test for you here. It's a good one, though. Do you think you're worthy to bear this great treasure? That's the question. Because it's here, the Wheel of Fortune. It's going to come out of left field at you. Are you going to take the chance? Okay. I think that there's something about you're fixated on something here from the past, and I think it has to do with worthiness. Let it go. This is the Wheel of Fortune. It's going to set you free. It's a destiny card, but you've got to take the hand of fate here. Okay. You know how to do the right thing here, even when you don't feel like you quite want to do it. Okay, so just, how do I say? You're alive in there. So come out. You know what I mean? I don't know how else to say it. It's again, you just come out. Don't play this part that you think I signed up to be a martyr. I signed up to be resentful. No, you didn't. Here's, the Wheel of Fortune is presenting itself to you. It's an opportunity. Take it. Come out. Realize that you're deserving of it, and feel it inside. Okay? Here's your great treasure. Step out of your box. Okay? There you go. It's going to come out. The Wheel of Fortune usually presents itself in a way that comes out of the blue. So be ready for the unexpected. This is a good turn. This is a good turn. Okay? So there you go. Hi, Sagittarius. I think your card is great. I think you really are. I think this is a metaphor in here, the Six of Swords, of coming out of the darkness. I think you're really expanding. I think there's something going on here too with maybe your health, or you're going on to something, or you're looking at something different. Either way, your day-to-day is shaking up, but I don't think this is on a little scale. I think this is on a great scale. In other words, it's a transmutation kind of deal here, where you find the right place. Whatever demons that you're fighting, they find their way to the light. Hang on a second. I think that I keep hearing, I'm taking control of my own. I'm taking control of my own you're coming out here. This was very similar to one of the ones I just did. You're no longer, it may have been Scorpio too, actually. You're coming out of the darkness and you're taking control of things, even in times where you don't want to do it, you just know you have to do it, and this is what you're doing, I feel. So I think that in a way what you're doing is, it's like you're not a force to be reckoned with. You're going in a direction here where I think that this starts a new cycle for you. It's like an old cycle ends and a new one starts. And I know that sounds mundane, but it's not. This is pretty significant. It's like floodlights. I see floodlights, like floodlights, literally. So you're absolutely going in the right direction. Keep going. And I don't think this is an easy journey. I just think it's something that you're just seizing an opportunity, and you're done with chaos. So there you go. Okay, thank you so much. Hi, Capricorn. You have the Nine of Cups. I could swear you got this last week as well, but I'm not quite sure. For some of you, you're on the right path and you're using your powers for good. For others of you, not so much. So, again, I think I go back to maybe this is where there's an issue here. I don't know. I think some of you are doing some really dark stuff, I've got to be honest with you. And I think others of you are, it's funny because I think there's, it's kind of like literally the pillars, ironically, right beneath in the High Priestess card there. Some things I think you're just going to have to learn yourself. I think some of you, again, are into some pretty dark crap, which I'm not going to elaborate on. But others of you that are literally branching off into the different direction, or into a different direction, I think that you're doing amazing things. It's like you're breaking karmic indiscretions that you realize aren't yours. Others of you are working with them, and you're just, I don't know really what the deal is there, but anyhow, for those of you that are doing things that are forward moving, this is your wishes coming true. For others of you, you are overindulging in things that aren't going to serve you well. So either way, it's a dance between worlds here, and I think that you're able to pull into your circumstances right now anything that you're hoping or wanting, and that goes for, unfortunately, I have to say, negative and positive, but I can't judge. You're all here to learn your own lessons. So so there you go. That was a kind of a mixed bag of tricks. I wish I could say it's the Nine of Cups, it's your wish card, and for some of you it absolutely is. For others of you, I'll say be careful what you wish for. You just may get it. Let me see here. I think I just feel like it's cloak and daggers is what I hear. And I feel like like I'm squeezed in, like an elevator, like I'm just squeezed in. So maybe you're trying to fit into something that's not quite yours or not a good fit, right? And for others of you, there's some kind of secret something that you're sworn to here. So you may be, it may be part of your job, but for others of you, I think it's some kind of secret society of something that you're sworn into. So I think you've crossed that bridge there. So there you go. Hi, Aquarius. I think this is a great card for you. The Seven of Swords. I think what you're doing is you're setting yourself free. Okay? Old karma debts have been paid. All right? That's your exact message. Old karma debts have been completed, actually. And I think a new fate calls you outward. Literally. I think that maybe, ironically, you're part of whatever's going on with Capricorn, but I think that you're realizing whatever it is you're doing, it's not that energy of the heavy energy I got over there. I think what you're doing though is um, you're setting yourself free. Old patterns, things that held you down, old things. I just keep hearing old things. I think you're making room for new things. You're not, how do I say? Get out of your head. It's not all mental based consequences here. I think it has been, but I think again this goes back to something that happened in the main part of this reading. I think it's something from childhood that sets you free. I don't think it was yours to even have to. I think you experienced it, but you held on to it, and you realize now it's got to be set free. So whatever that's about for you, the doors fly open here. This is about organic seasoning of things too, right? So in the right time, in the right place, and that's where you are. And I think I'm reading it in the present week, so it's not something off in a distance. It's happening right now. Okay, so I think where you've been between cycles, things are coming to exactly where they need to be now. And I do think that they set you free. I'm sorry, guys, but there's a lot going on energetically. So it's a lot of this deep kind of stuff. It's not our normal. But this is good because this is the crap that sets us free. This is something that's held someone up for a very long time, like a lifetime, right? Your karma is completed. So maybe you did something as a child, or maybe you did something long ago. Again, we go back to that shame thing, and I never touch upon that in these readings, but it was really a vital message here. So let things go. When you're truly shameful for something, it means you're sorry for it. You know what I mean? So that in and of itself pays the debt. Okay, so set yourself free here, and that's what I think that you're doing. Okay, and I think ironically your soul is witnessing this, which is kind of deep as well. I get it, but whoever that's for knows what I'm talking about. So there you go. Hi, Pisces. Okay, 2 cards fell out for you. Ironically, we have the King of Cups again, who was in our main reading, and we've got the Page of Coins here. Again, I really feel that whatever is going on, I think you're somehow, I don't know how to say it. It's kind of like again, it's something. This goes back to childhood, and either someone said something to you, you saw something, you witnessed something, you went through something, and it was traumatic for you. But I think that with the Page of Coins, it's you're going in a different direction here. It's a whole new phase in life for you. But the King of Cups in here and the Page of Coins, it's the 2 sides of one person. You know what I mean? You're kind of setting yourself free here from something that has trapped you, basically. I think too in here there's a relationship that helps you through this. So you're either in a partnership already, your husband, your wife, family member, somebody is you have them here. Whether you are talking about this with them, I don't know, but you've got a partner or somebody in your corner here who truly cares about you and doesn't. It doesn't much matter to them your shortcomings. It's mattering to you though, and that's what's skewing you from having this life that you've got. You're on this constant quest to find something, but you've already got it. Okay, that's why I think ironically these 2 cards fell out for you, because they are both you. Okay, so there you go. Okay, guys, our overall energy in here is the World card. That is completion. Okay, it's organic completion though. It's working with the universe in organic time. It's going with the flow. It's not meeting resistance. In hindsight, the changes that poke you a little bit now, of course, they're not real pleasant, right? But in hindsight, they get you where you need to go. So I would say don't swim against the current would be my advice this week. I would look at, address the things that come up to you, good, bad, and different, out of left field, you know, dropped in your doorstep, a surprise comes out of nowhere. Embrace this. Expect the unexpected, but be elated about it. Okay? And remember, whenever something negative at first sight appears, there is a positive in it. So, and I'm not being all woo, I'm just saying things that are going to happen this week can, and again, time is fluid, but they're setting you up to set you free. So for those of you that I feel really tight, right? Like you're really, really jammed into something, you're about to burst, right? So let that happen. Let these things present themselves. For those of you that have cut yourself off and played roles that you know are not fitting to you, you're about to burst out too. And the good majority of you is you have people around you that support you, and they really don't care about these demons. These demons have been haunting you, no one else, right? Aside from whatever the heck is going on in Capricorn over there. I think for the majority of you that are above board, you're going to get your gifts. You're going to get your wishes, right? Your cups will runneth over. For the others of you, I have no idea what the hell you're doing, but I'm good. I don't need to know that. So there you go. The World card is a great card. It's a completion card, but it's not a completion of a whole, right? It's a completion of a chapter. We go through many, 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 many changes. So the World card, though, is great. It's something comes to an end, something significant, right? And anything that's been holding you up, anything that's been backed up, any blockages, it all comes to light in that World card. Okay, so there you go.